So it says play. I literally just asked these two women to take a photo of me. They were walking by and they were hesitant, and I was like, you could say no. And then they're like, only if you bring the good vibes. It was super wholesome. And they're like, I might put you into certain poses. Man, today was the hardest and most beautiful day of my life. The first 4 hours, I was mostly in a freeze response in bed. I took a Klonopin. I was like at the edge of egoic control. Inside of me, I was like, I want to fucking express so bad, right? I want to express. I want to be me. I want to get my heart out there. I want to be alive. And then this other part, of course, this like in IFS terms, the protective part was like, absolutely not. You should swallow this whole bottle of pills. But it was becoming so painful to not express that I had to, like, I had this intuition of like, I want to go back to the zoo, because I went to the zoo here in Lincoln Park last weekend, and I danced a little bit and I set up, but I wanted to go back because it's a great spot. It's like right at the exit, so there's a funnel of people coming and going, and it's right by some trees and like right at the edge of the grass. And as I started driving, before I started driving there, here's what's wild. I had met a woman last weekend. Her and her daughter approached me. I was sitting on my blanket. I had the speaker. At that time, I just wrote on the sign, like, come and dance with me. I made it about dance. And this one girl's like, oh, is this like your social media handle? Because on my sign, I have a link for my link tree with all my links, and then also like Venmo if people want to pay. And I was like, yeah, you could follow me on whatever's easier for you. And so she reached out to me yesterday, and she replied to one of my stories, and she's like, hey, it's Luna. This was her daughter, actually. There was a woman and her daughter. Her daughter's probably like 14. She's like, hey, do you remember who I am? And I didn't at the time. And so I said, at first I thought it was a scam, because it was a message request, and I was like, this feels shady. But something was like, no, there's some truth here. And so I responded, and I said, where did we meet? And she's like, remember we met at Lincoln Park at the zoo. She just said Lincoln Park. And when I read that message, I had just been doom scrolling on the couch, like super suicidal, just like, I don't want to be alive, but I want to live, but I don't know how to live, right? This like turmoil that has plagued me for 3 years. And so at that moment, I was like, I don't care how uncomfortable I feel. I don't care how like scared I feel, or how much in the unknown, or how lost I feel. I'm just going to the zoo today. And so I packed up my backpack that I always have with me, and then this like other duffel bag where I put like my blanket and my speaker and my signage, and I'm just like, I'm gonna go. Hello guys. Oh my god, the cutest little girls. And I went to the zoo, and I ended up for like an hour and a half doing karaoke with Kai. And at first it was really uncomfortable because I'm just sitting there and I'm like, all the stories come up. I'm this crazy guy. I'm just gonna start singing in public. But oh my god, what I noticed is once I started like singing, first of all, songs would come to me like to sing. I started with the Beatles. I started with All You Need Is Love to just like get the grease going, grease the wheels. And then I sang a couple Beatles songs. And it was interesting because what I noticed is I stopped caring about other people walking by, and I would like close my eyes, and I connected to this like joy of expression. Like it was like, I was like, this is ecstasy, because I was allowing myself to sing fully. I sang some Tom Petty, I sang some Third Eye Blind, some Led Zeppelin. It started to rain, and I played this song by Breaking Benjamin called Rain. And like, rain, rain, go away. Rain, rain, go away. And then it was great because it was raining and I was singing it and people were coming by and like, we were laughing at each other. And today has just been absurd. And then I met these Orthodox Jews, learned a lot about what kosher actually means, and picked up some tinctures from a friend. She made me some tinctures and some oils and some tea for my nervous system. One that is more in the moment that will replace Klonopin for me. And another that is more long-term, strengthening resiliency of the nervous system. Because what I'm learning is not only do I need to relax, like does my nervous system want to relax and open, but it needs to get stronger. Because I don't want to just relax. That's why for the longest time I would just do yin yoga, because yin yoga would calm me down, but I wasn't actually like strengthening anything. And I'm still tuning into what that looks like for me physically right now. I haven't really found like a physical practice I enjoy yet. I have a feeling it's going to be something in nature, like rock climbing or something. But anyways, with the herbs, there are some that are just like opening, and then there are other herbs that are like strengthening and building resilience, because in order to allow more life force to flow through me, I need to be resilient and strong and expand the capacity of the container, not just relax it. Because if I'm relaxing it but its capacity is still small, they will help temporarily, but when more energy flows through, it's still going to have the same limitations. So I need to like relax it, but then also build the capacity. So, man, like it's nuts. I have felt like the past couple of years, I've shared about this in my writings, that I'm like, it feels like I'm always on the edge of terror and wonder. And Carlos Castaneda talks about this. Like, he says something about how like the key in life is to balance wonder with terror, because being fully alive, you're like spinning, you're like walking that tightrope, because it's the wonder of it is just like mind-blowing, right? Like I'm driving back to the burbs and I pass this place, right? This like fucking place, this place that literally is like a playground. And I needed to ground. I wanted to ground anyway. I was debating going to an open mic tonight, but that's not aligned anymore. I've already expressed enough today. I need to nourish and ground. And I've been getting all these nudges about next steps and money. And, I made $15 today performing. I'm wanting to feel into a new word, because it's not street performance. It's like street expression, something like that. I'll think of a name. I also realized today that I need to make more videos. I haven't been making videos. I've been writing a lot, but I need to express. I'm someone who like has to express, or I go crazy. Like even just these facial, like I have to process. This is my integration process. If I don't integrate and like describe my day and talk about my day and like show the passion and the excitement and the, like, then it stays stuck. And some people, journaling works. Some days it might be dancing, but like right now I'm learning about my process, which clearly is like follow the magic and then share and share and share and share and share and share and share. So I'll probably put this longer one on YouTube. I want to put out more content that is verbal and visual. And one of my highest desires is to spread the magic, because I sang a whole new world today outside the zoo, and it was like my inner child was so fucking happy, and I sang Hakuna Matata, and like it was bliss. And so what I'm doing now is learning to hold that frequency, learning to allow the boy, and then in order to allow that beautiful child to come out, the man needs to step up, which has been like my biggest wound. Like, I don't want to grow up. I don't want the responsibility of this amount of life force. I don't want to fully ground into my body, because that means I have to change, I have to grieve, I have to feel the rage, I have to be seen. And so today was one of those like huge thresholds where it was literally like, you're either gonna like take all your pills and numb out, which would be pointless. I know that at this point it's pointless, because I would wake up tomorrow feeling even worse, or you're gonna lean in. And I didn't necessarily know what it looked like. I just knew like, hey, I need to go express somewhere publicly. Like, that is such a large part of my path, is public expression, and like how comedians do crowd work. That's what I love doing with people walking by, like even just making comments. I just need a microphone and I need to be in public. And whether it's singing, dancing, comedy, like it's all gonna come through. And so I just want to continue to commit to doing it as much as possible. And then what I'm also learning again is, how do I build my vessel psychologically, emotionally, somatically, to hold the amount of life force, the eros, hence my name that came to me, eros. There's a lot of it. Like, my soul just wants to make love to everything, every being. Like, oh, I just saw a black squirrel. Feels extremely auspicious. So yeah, I feel like saying something profound to end this. Just thank you for being a part of this journey, and I continue to be reminded that we are not, I'm distracted by these beautiful kids. We are, there's a song by Michael Franti, it's called Lost But Not Alone. And for me, it's funny that I have this tattoo. The Vague Visir is all about finding your way in the unknown. And my prayer is that we continue to find our sense of safety in the unknown. And for those of us who had our sense of self-trust and safety fragmented, taken, raped by our parents, by teachers, by the world, by advertisements, like all the times that our boundaries got stabbed and our energy started to leak out, and that sense of safety collapsed. And so we had to create all these freeze, fawn, flight responses to feel safe. So my prayer is that we continue to feel safe within ourselves, because home is right here. And I say that as someone who is dancing the edge right now between horror and love. Not that they're necessarily separate, but I'm on the journey with you, and I'm learning so much about like suicide and what the suicidal ideation actually is, and depression and anxiety and bipolar, and where it comes from. And just as trite and cliche as this saying is, you are not alone, no matter how alone you feel. If you're surrounded by no one whom you can talk to in your immediate environment, like whether it's the people you live with or social media, just know that you have tribe out there. There are millions of us going through this right now, and there's obviously a collective shift happening. The last thing I'll say, there's a really beautiful quote. Wolves have been coming to me a lot, just like wolf energy. And there's a quote that I heard many years ago that feels really fucking potent, which is, if you cannot howl, You cannot find your pack. And so that's a reminder for me and you to continue to howl in whatever form that is, whether it's writing, whether it's just being more authentic day to day, moment to moment. Maybe it's going to the grocery store and instead of the usual response when someone asks you how you're doing, you respond authentically. That's howling. Howling is sounding your authentic frequency out into the world. And as we continue to do that, we attract that back to us, that which is aligned with our essence. So today I allowed myself to really play, and so I'm being matched with play, with lightness, I'm seeing kids everywhere. Every time I think of talking about kids, I always sound like a pedophile. It's like I love watching kids, but I do, because like that sign said, kids are more skillful at play than adults because they haven't been conditioned to think that life is anything other than play. This feels good. I'm really glad I'm recording this video. Vocal expression is the biggest form of medicine for me. I mean, all of it really. Vocal, written, bodily. I love you. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not fucking alone. Trust that all of your challenges and the areas that you hold the most shame about, your biggest gifts are in that. You know, I've had so much shame around, like I've told you, like my eyes being really close. I was bullied. Even now, like my teeth are yellow and oh man, my hair doesn't look as good. I got bags under my eyes. I don't feel like a man. I don't have a lot of money. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but you just keep going. Please just don't die. And that's all I can say in this moment. Just keep going. Keep breathing. Yeah. Thank you. I love you. Be well.